I've been making games for about 2 years now and wanted to document my progress so far. I'm not a programmer or an artist, I just want to make games for fun and make something that I could play with my friends. I started with GameMaker around 2017. I just made a small action RPG game just by following some tutorials. I didn't really learn too much, I was just kind of blindly following. And then around 2022, I knew I wanted to make something with Unity. So I started up a small action RPG project. Then I started getting consistent around the time that I started Unity's junior programmer course. During that course, it has you make your own game. I ended up making a cool space shooter game. It was a really small scope project and I ended up finishing it. I really ended up liking that project a lot. And I never finished the junior programmer course, but I did finish the space shooter game, and that one's currently on my itch page. After that project, I went back to the action RPG game. This one taught me a lot about how to structure a larger project. It was still really bad code under the hood, but hey, I think I was improving around this time with the pixel art and everything as well. My next project after that was a top-down 2D version of Rocket League. This game is actually pretty fun. It is a little difficult though. This one has a bunch of different goal explosions. You can customize your car. There's a bunch of modes that you can try with training and stuff like that. I thought this one was pretty cool. It was at this point that I realized that I've taken way too long of a break from an action RPG game, so I decided to make two during this time. I made two prototypes. The first one was pretty simple, but it was definitely a revamp of the pixel art, and so I actually really liked the pixel art around this time. I think I improved quite a bit, but the game was very, very simple. It was pretty much what I've made in the past, but obviously things under the hood are always a lot cleaner when I remake the games. And then the second prototype, this one I wanted to experiment with different enemies, and this one I learned a lot about inheritance and composition as well. So yeah, basically two RPG games, very, very similar, but under the hood I feel like I did improve quite a bit. I've always loved COD Zombies, so I knew I wanted to make my own version of it, so that's exactly what I did. I knew this game also was going to be a pretty big scope project, and so I just told myself that I wouldn't focus too heavily on the code on this one. I could write some pretty bad code, and I just wanted to make the game basically. And so if you were to look at the player script for this one, you would see that the player script is just absolutely massive, just thousands of lines long. It's a terrible game under the hood, but I just wanted to make something, and yeah, this one was actually one of my favorite games that I've made. Because I'm stubborn as hell and I just want to make a cool action RPG, here we are again. So this project I actually took pretty seriously. This one has a full skill system, inventory system, equipment that actually change your appearance, a full quest system, improved enemies that have multiple different attacks. I have a full CC buff, debuff system, and vendors that you can buy and sell stuff from. So yeah, pretty full functioning action RPG. I actually kind of made one. I never finished this one because obviously the dream and scope that I have for this game is completely massive, but I think I'm making steps to actually get there one day. Now the most recent game that I've made is Sewer Swarm. This one is like Vampire Survivors, but you have a little bit more control over your character. You can choose your class out of warrior, mage, archer, and rogue, and you have 3 different choices for each ability, and you have 4 abilities. So this one, I just used this game to just kind of learn a lot about how class design should work, and making spells and things like that. Obviously not everything is super balanced, but I don't know, it was just kind of fun to make, and I just kind of wanted to have fun with this one. Yeah, so that's been the journey so far. I'm excited to see what I make in 2025. If you wanted to, you can try all of the games that I've mentioned so far. They're all playable on my itch page directly on the browser. No download required. Alright, thanks for listening.